Hey everybody, I'm the Picklesworth, and this is a rebroadcast of a live stream I did on May 14th, 2015. In this broadcast, I addressed the issue of is Minecraft dying or is it on the decline? This was inspired by a video set out by Vex. So without further ado, let's get on with the stream. Alright, so on with tonight's topic. Is Minecraft dying? This is basically, we're going to do like an old school response video, I guess you could call it, to Vetch's video that he put out recently about that he thought that Minecraft was on a decline. Now, we're going to have some audience interaction tonight, okay? So I'm going to ask you, the audience, to help me out tonight because we're going to do some research. You'll craft some for me. Awesome, JC. Thank you. That'll help so much. I think I'm only going to need to, I don't know, I'm guessing at like maybe 4 stacks of lamps. Whatever I don't use, I'm just going to stick back in a communal chest somewhere. So interact. Well, you don't have to interact, zombie. You can just sit there if you want to. But for those of you that would like to be interacting and help me out, that'd be great. So, so the first thing I did was I went back and I listened to his video again, just to make sure that I was getting the point, trying to understand what he was saying, because I think in some ways he was arriving at certain conclusions. And I was watching the community, at least the people that I know on Twitter, on YouTube. I was watching their response, and it seemed like a lot of people was taking what he was saying and interpreting it as Minecraft is dying. Now, I listened to his video twice, like I said, and he did say that he felt like Minecraft was on a decline. It was on the downslope. That there were people becoming less and less interested in Minecraft. Now, here, and this is where we're going to get involved with a little bit of audience interaction going on. Okay, so the first thing is, there's 10 people watching right now, right? And those of you who responded when I just basically said the title of this show, it seems like most of you are like, no, it's not dying. Okay? So my quick answer, okay, my long answer is going to be the show. My quick answer is going to be, no, I don't think Minecraft is dying. Look at this. We got people here watching. Y'all are watching me stand and do nothing. You're all very interested in the game and playing it. Minecraft's not dying. I think that there's other things that are going on. And so I want to explain a little bit of what I think he did in his video. And then we're going to take this to another level. And we're going to discover for ourselves tonight, is Minecraft dying or not? You know, let's go beyond the point of conjecture or opinion. Let's actually get some hard facts and find out. Oh, we're watching the adorable Piggy face and the evil fish die. But let's actually arrive at a conclusion based off of hard data. Let's not do it based off of just, opinion or guessing. Okay, so in Vex's video, he brought up the fact that a lot of YouTubers that do Minecraft, their channels seem to be declining. They were starting to basically bleed subscribers. And so that was his basis. Now, okay, let me precursor this with saying, I don't think that Vex in any way, shape, or form is trying to stir up a controversy or anything like that. So don't interpret what I'm saying as like a personal attack on him or thinking anything along those lines. Like I said, I listened to his video twice, and I think that what he said was very well thought out. He put a lot of time and thought into what he said. It wasn't just an emotion-based opinion piece. That he did pull some data, and he tried to interpret that data and gave his interpretation. Honestly, I do not agree with his interpretation. So, we're going to go with that. Let's see. Oh, hey, Coach. Welcome. Welcome to the stream, buddy. I don't think Minecraft is dying. I think the complaints are coming from the larger YouTubers because the masses of viewers have lost interest, so it's not so much a viable income. And Curie says, honestly, I think Minecraft on his channel is dying. I think people are tired of watching Minecraft, maybe. But I think other Let's Players are just fine. The game is just fine. Yes, those are very interesting observations you are making, and we'll delve into those in just a few minutes. But basically what I noticed was that Vex was gathering data that was showing a pool or a group of people were definitely beginning to show a trend of losing subs. Okay? So that is a hard piece of data. That's something you can't refute. He pulled up real numbers and it said that. Now, I've never actually watched Minecraft. I've watched a few of the people on Minecraft, but as the community at large, I haven't really paid that much attention to them. I've been more of a person that watched Hermitcraft. So y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like most of the names that he researched were Minecraft. Only Minecraft. I know that he... Oh, JC. Now, I know he pulled up like DocM and Etho, but they came from Minecraft, okay? I know they're at Hermitcraft now, but they're still tied to Minecraft. So that's helping me make a point. I'm wondering if a lot of what he's seeing happening is a backlash from the community at large against Minecraft and the fact that they're losing certain people. And I know that there's been a lot of discussion going on in Reddit about Minecraft. And so I'm wondering if there's a schism or a split going on where the community is starting to move away from that group. By him pulling data from one specific subset of YouTube, he limited his numbers and he limited his information. So his conclusion is based off of a very narrow pool of data. There's quite a few things that are going on here. Haha, schism, get it, schism. Oh my gosh, that's okay, Jay. I didn't even mean to make that joke. But so when he made these conclusions and basically said that Minecraft itself is on the decline, I went back and I paid attention to what he was saying, and there were a few anomalies that he himself spoke about that made me stop and question, wait a minute, I think your conclusion is flawed. So, here's the first thing that I noticed. There were two anomalies that he mentioned that basically refutes his conclusion that Minecraft is on the decline. His first anomaly was Sethbling. Okay, now Sethbling is a Minecracker. And Sethbling puts out a lot of Minecraft content. But he pointed out that Sethbling is still doing just fine. His other example was Stampy, which I actually had looked up today. And funnily enough, Miss Piggy had texted me earlier today to look up his stats, unbeknownst that I was looking into this. So kind of a interesting, what's the word I'm looking for? When two things happen. I can't think of it. Serendipity. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Hey, Knight, welcome to the stream. So, with those two anomalies, he did arrive at a few conclusions as to why he felt like those anomalies were happening. The first was that Sethbling was adding a little bit different content, doing the Mario stuff, and that Sethbling was doing a lot of one-offs. Shows that you could watch that he would do, and it wasn't episodic. It wasn't long episodes. But it was still Minecraft related. Now with Stampy, I can understand a little more his point. Stampy is much more of a show and much less of a Minecraft specific show. But still anomalies that need to be explained and need to be added into the data that we're collecting for this. So my first question was, why don't we look beyond Minecraft? Why don't we look at Hermitcraft? Like I said, I'm very much into Hermitcraft, so for me, I was very interested to see how those people were doing. But let's look at some other Minecraft personalities just to see, is there an overall trend between all of them? Are they all downtrending? So the first thing that I'm going to ask you, the audience, to do, I tried all day to do this and I couldn't figure this out. I wanted to know how Vex was seeing all of this data on different people. Now, I checked out Social Blade, but I could only find where it would show me an average. It would show me the losses and the gains combined to show if they got an overall gain or an overall loss. So if anybody in chat has knows where I can pull these stats from, that would be awesome. If you would look that up and put that link into chat, that would really help us in this show tonight gather some more numbers so we can work with. While y'all are looking, I'm going to go into a slightly different direction of what might be happening. Okay, I right now have a very small channel compared to the people that we're talking about. My channel, as of right now, is like 2,860 some odd subscribers. The people we're talking about, I mean, the smaller channels, I think, are over 100,000 each. J-Seed says Social Blade. Well, that's what I was looking up, J-Seed, but I couldn't find where it would let me look at only subs lost or only subs gained. I couldn't figure out how to pull up that. If you could, like, do a test for me, pull up Seth Bowling on Social Blade and find the page that's showing me that data set that I'm looking for, and then I will see if we can add a few more names in there. But I myself have been bleeding subscribers while gaining subscribers. Okay. Now, first of all, I would like to point out that if you're gaining subscribers, to me, in a way that kind of begins to give us some information that says there's interest for Minecraft out there. What I was curious about is YouTube having an issue? If we were to start delving into other channels that have absolutely nothing to do with Minecraft, or let's even go farther and let's say, Scar put a link in chat. All right, let's check this out and see what this says. Can I open link in new tab? There we go. Oh, it's going to take a minute to load. Okay, yeah, this was I believe this was, okay, see how it says change? And it's showing the change? The problem with the change number is it's taking my losses and my gains and combining them to give you one number. What I wanted to see was a page, because he kept pulling it up. He would say, okay, such and such lost X number of subscribers this week, but they gained this much. I wanted to be able to see both numbers, not just the overall, was there a net gain or a net loss? Because being able to see how many they lost and how many they gained, that's the number we're looking more for. Piggles daily. Okay, let's see what that pulls up. And while I'm pulling this up, like I said, if we can get this this information gathering to work, let's see. No, see, that's still, it's showing you my total subs, and then it's showing you overall, did I lose or gain in that day? And so I'll give you an example. I was looking up my stats for the last, I'll just go ahead and pull it up real quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my own personal access to my channel on YouTube. I'm going to look at subscribers, analytics. It's just taking a second to load because I'm streaming at the same time. And I'm going to click on the subscribers sub-tab for analytics. And it's showing me, I'm going to narrow this to the last 7 days. So in the last 7 days, it's showing me that I have -4 subscribers. But it's saying that I've gained 24 and I've lost 28. Those are the two numbers I'm looking for. I'm not looking for my overall that I had a net loss of 4. I want to see the more detailed, how many was gained and how many was lost. Okay, so since gathering the data the way I wanted to, I don't think is going to be possible. I'm wondering if Vex maybe only used Minecraft, because maybe he had access to each of their channels or something within that group. They allow each other to look at that data where we outside the group cannot pull that data. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is kind of shift gears a little bit in this show, and we're going to start going more on conjecture and guesstimating than we are hard facts. Now, there's nothing wrong with moving in that direction as long as we all know that's what we're doing. We're going to begin moving into a direction where it's more hypothesis than actual fact. So we're not going to really be able to arrive at a factual conclusion tonight, but we may be able to explore a few avenues that's going to let us look a little more deeply into what's going on. So, first thing I suspect is that it's possible that YouTube at large is having some issues. And so people are just simply losing subs because YouTube is auto-unsubbing them. Now, I've shown this several times in several different streams, and have quite a few different server mates that I've shown this to, and they've all arrived at the same conclusion. So I do know that this is factual. Oh yeah, I was going to walk y'all through this. So if you will open a web browser and open up your main YouTube page, your home page, like the first page you would see that says what to watch. On the left-hand side of the screen, you're going to see where it says subscriptions, and it's going to show you all the channels you're subbed to. Now, if you will click on the red word that says subscriptions, it's going to bring up a new page. Now, I've noticed in the past couple of days, this page has changed from the way it used to be. There used to be, okay, see how you can say browse channels or manage subscriptions? We're going to go to manage subscriptions. Okay, so right now you can click on subscribe, unsubscribe, and in the right-hand side of it, you see a gear. You can click on that gear, and it's going to say subscription preferences. Okay? You can toggle on and off if you want their stuff to show up in your feed or not, or if they should send you email updates. Now, when I first discovered this new page, now I don't know how long this page has been here, but for me it was new. I noticed that there were the very, very large channels were clicked and were told to send it to my feed. A lot of smaller channels, they were not to be sent to my feed. This was something that YouTube chose to do for me. I never got a chance, I never got a notification that this was being set up or anything. It was just auto done. The other thing was, oh wow, we've got 18 people here tonight. Awesome. The other thing that I noticed, there were several people that I absolutely know I was subscribed to that were just gone. They were not on my list anymore. I had to go through and find them and resubscribe to them. And like I said, quite a few other server mates of mine noticed the same issue. They started looking through their list and noticed quite a few significant, very large channels had been auto-removed from their list. They were not subscribed anymore. That's not what the checkbox does. Oh, thank you, Duke. No, I'm not saying that the checkbox unsubs. I'm saying that YouTube had just removed the sub altogether. You had to actually go find their channel and resubscribe to it. So, that in and of itself tells me toggles showing uploads versus uploads, likes, and other activities. Okay. Well, then I'll have to look into that. I may actually be wrong about that. Thank you, Scar. Appreciate that. And Greylock says, I've heard several people say they had subscriptions drop from their account too. Yes. And so the first thing that I'm asking myself is, maybe Vex is not thinking about this. Maybe he's not aware of it. Maybe he's not factoring it into what's going on. It could very well be that people are bleeding subscribers because YouTube is glitching like crazy. Now, Kiri, you, or one of you, correct me if I'm wrong, Tim Schmoyer, is that his name? He does a channel that does a lot of information for YouTube content creators. And he had done recently a video where he was talking about that YouTube was acknowledging the fact it had some internal issues and bugs, and it was working on fixing those. So, it could be the sub-clearing bench, but I've noticed on my page that it tells me, it breaks it down, closed accounts and purges, stuff like that, and very low number is from closed accounts. Most of it is just unsubs. So that could be one conclusion, is that YouTube is having some serious issues. Now, Kiri brought up a good point. It could be that people at large, people at large are simply leaving YouTube. They're going to watch things like Twitch. They're going to watch things like Beam. There are tons of other sites out there for video. That could be a trend that's happening as well. And if we could delve a little more deeply into the data of non-Minecraft related and even non-video game related channels, if we found the same trend where they were bleeding subs as well, we could also arrive at that conclusion. Maybe the populace at large is just moving away from YouTube. So, I got it right, Kiri? Awesome. And Coach says he doesn't watch as much YouTube anymore as well. So, that could also be a viable explanation. Now, another thing that we would have to look into if you wanted to make a generalized comment that Minecraft is on the decline, simply look at the sales of Minecraft. Now, I tried to look around and find some charts and graphs that would give me some overall data of a long period of time, say about a year, so that I could see trends. I wanted to see, was the game on the uptick as far as sales, or was it declining? Now, one thing that I do know is that Pocket Edition, as far as I'm aware of, and I'm kind of generalizing numbers here, but Pocket Edition sells the same amount as console and PC combined. Now, I don't see a whole lot of Mindcrackers or Hermitcraft or anybody else that I'm aware of doing a bunch of series that is based off of Pocket Edition. It's usually PC Edition. There are some people out there that actually do Xbox versions and stuff. But the growing number of owners of Minecraft is on Pocket. So if you were trying to watch a video of somebody play a game and it does stuff that your version doesn't, you're probably going to get bored with it after a while and stop watching it. You're not going to watch those tutorials because they have nothing to do with you. You can't play the game that way. So that could explain a lot of what's going on. As more people buy Pocket Edition and outnumber the people that own PC, there's going to be less and less people to pull from. Let's see what DXner says. If you not watched a video around 1 to 2 months of one of the persons you're subbed to, it can auto-subscribe, or the post will not come up in your feed. Yes, I've noticed that as well. And to me, that seems... I understand the mentality behind that for YouTube, but here's the problem. Let's say that me as a channel, I've just not put out any videos in 3 weeks, which for me, I actually haven't. Does that mean that YouTube's automatically going to stop showing me up in making me show up in their feed when I do put something out? Because technically, there's nothing new I'm putting out. So technically, those people haven't watched me in 3 weeks. So, it gets in a kind of a gray area, understanding the internal workings of how YouTube works. So let's see what JC says. In this video, this guy, even face-to-face, asked one of the YouTube Google admins what's wrong with the subsystem, and he claims they're working on fixing it, therefore implying that he admits there is a fault of it. So they shouldn't unsub since revenue is based around views and not subs. That's true. And so basically what we're all concluding here is that there are some underlying issues going on. Vex was pointing them out with some hard numbers. But to say that Minecraft is on the decline, or that it's dying, I think that's a faulty conclusion. I think that he's jumping to a conclusion that is a far leap from the data he's collecting. I mean, simply stated, the fact that Sethbling and Stampy have such a huge audience and continue to retain such a huge audience, that most of the people we're mentioning tonight continue to retain huge audiences and are picking up subs. There's interest out there. People are watching. Now, he did bring up an interesting point. He said that people seem to be interested in Sethbling, which is a tutorial-based channel, in my opinion, and Stampy, which is a show or an adventure or like a machinima style of what's going on, okay? So that got me thinking a little bit. I kind of let my brain start analyzing that information and looking around and seeing what's going on. And I think I have a little bit more explanation as to what he's talking about. I have an opinion, I should say. Oh, let's see what chat's saying, because chat is going crazy tonight. We got a lot of talky going on. I see what you're saying about growth being in an area that's not commonly streamed, but I don't know how much of an impact that has on viewership. People watch channels are interesting. This can be interesting because it's a game I play, or a game I'm interested in, or just has good production values. I watch Let's Play of games I don't play. And Coach says, I don't think it's declined. If anything, it's expanded into so many more areas with more options available. Pastel says, I think over time, viewers who don't play the game are getting bored or watching Minecraft. It's more than likely down to personal preference. Bench says that may have been discussed, but I haven't been able to connect because of router issues. Oh. And Rain says, from a scientific point of view, his data analysis is incredibly flawed in so many ways. Yes, Rain, I agree with you. That's what kept making me cringe, was he would give some data, and then he would quickly arrive at a conclusion. And I in my brain, I kept going, whoa, hold your horses there, buddy. There's 6 other directions we could go with this. You don't have to automatically conclude that Minecraft as a game is on the decline. So, because we can't get any hard numbers here tonight to really delve into this, I'm going to just give you my opinion of what I think is going on. And then we'll go ahead and conclude with the actual show, and we'll go to where I just watch chat and we interact for a few minutes. So here's what I think is actually going on. Like I talked about in a few other shows, last year, I can't remember if it was the second highest or the first highest. Most searched for item was Minecraft. Okay. If you go look on YouTube, Minecraft is everywhere. I mean, everywhere you look, in every corner of YouTube, there's something about Minecraft. So in general, the subject of Minecraft has so oversaturated YouTube, it's ridiculous. So there is a lot to choose from as far as content is concerned. And as more and more time goes on, there's a lot more variety than there used to be. Like if you go back, pick any person that you like to watch and go back and watch when they first started and compare it to people that are coming out now on YouTube that are just getting started. It's like night and day. I mean, you're looking at people that are, they were just starting to try and figure out how in the world do you make a video of somebody playing a game. So the bar, the expectation from the audience has risen so high that trying to break into the YouTube market and trying to do video for YouTube, people are expecting a very, very high level of production, of entertainment. So you can't get away with the things you used to get away with. And if you're not evolving as a channel, if you're not growing with the times, you're going to get left behind. People are going to become less interested in you because they're finding other channels are way more entertaining. The other thing is Let's Plays as a general type of show. Let's Plays, let's be honest about Let's Plays. You can only do so much. I mean, you can only build so many things before everybody starts going, wow, I've seen this 10 times already. And so what I'm starting to learn, especially in my own shows, and where I'm getting a lot of really good reaction, is if you're doing a show that involves your audience in some way, kind of like a live stream with my own Let's Play, a lot of people have commented that they really enjoy the fact that I invite the audience to interact with me, to send them pictures of what they're doing, that they get to feel like they're somehow linked to the show in some way. Even though what they do never shows up in my show, they still have a personal connection to it. Or if you're doing shows, kind of like what we were using the example of Stampy, where it's more of a show where you're watching a personality. The show is not solely based on, look what I did with Redstone today, or look at what I built today. There's much more going on than just a simple little show. And I think what's happening is channels that are not evolving to the fact, they're not paying attention to the fact that the audience is maturing. It's expecting more than it used to. It's, like Vex even pointed out, people that started playing Minecraft in high school are now in college. So that mentality is going up. Audience interaction is super important. You have to have an audience for a call to action to be effective, though. So if you're not changing your channel with this maturing audience that's expecting more, you're going to get left behind. You're going to become the dinosaur. Something new and better that's more competitive is going to take your place. This happens everywhere. This is not solely stuck with just Minecraft. This happens everywhere. Go ask some 60-year-old, about products that used to be sold in stores that no longer even exist. The companies that made them have completely vanished off the face of the earth. They don't exist anymore. This is just the nature of life. This is a cycle of what goes on. I need to eat. We don't want to starve here. I know it's one haunch, but still. It's driving me crazy. So we as content creators, as personalities, we have to figure out ways to keep interacting with our audience, to draw them in, to stay entertaining, to stay funny. Maybe move so much away from, look what I built. I mean, like Spumwack, I watched his farewell leaving Let's Play as just a general thing on his channel. One of the things he pointed out was he felt like he could no longer get away with just a very simple show. He felt very pressured to constantly come up with over-the-top, gigantic builds and just all this stuff that for him, he felt like he couldn't move in that direction. He didn't want to grow that way anymore. He had a different direction he wanted to go in. And so I think for him, that was a very wise decision, was he just decided to step away from Let's Plays. He stuck with Minecraft, and as far as I'm still aware of, he's still doing very well, just in a different direction. That doesn't mean that Minecraft is on the decline. That means that what he was doing is no longer getting the attention. He needs to move it elsewhere. People want something else. So, to me, that's kind of what I'm surmising is going on. I know a little bit about the fact that Microsoft bought Minecraft. There are a few people that are irked about that. I don't see that as a downtrend in Minecraft. I see that as personal preference of a company owning another company, and those people eventually come around because you're playing the game to play the game. You don't think, how many, show of hands, how many people think about Microsoft when you're playing Minecraft? How many people, okay, JC. Wait a minute. I'm not JC'd. I'm the Pigglesworth. You can't see my name. That's crazy. How can you not see my name? All right. You stare at the floor. I'm going to stare at the ceiling. There we go. It's like opposite day. So, but that's one issue that's going on. And I want to point out, once again, Microsoft spent billions to acquire Minecraft. So the game's not going anywhere. Okay. Check this out. I never noticed this. Look at the floor. It said it's FS for full stack. Wow, Moshmo. That's awesome. Like a little hidden Easter egg right in this room. I never even knew that was there. That is so cool. Well, DinoCal, that would seem odd, though. The only reason that I could see why you would purchase a company and your profits from that company would take care of the interest. The only reason you'd want to acquire a company like that would be because you felt that the company was possibly a threat to you. So you wanted to own it, to keep control of it, and you allowed its profits to basically keep it, resuscitated, keep it going. Now there could be another. What does this sign say? JC is just trolling me. Is that what the sign says? Look at the first sign. Look at it. Just look at it. Look at me. Look at me. 10 points for anybody that can figure out what movie I'm quoting right now. Look at me. Look. Hop. Look. Hop. Up here. Up here. Up here. Okay, I'll stop. What does this say? Call to action. Sub to Piggy. Do it now. Just do it. You know you want to. Thank you, JC. So it's not me spamming my own people. You did it. So I'll stare at that. Nah, that's like self-serving. Let's see. Also, Microsoft likes Minecraft because it's a nice platform to launch several of their initiatives, like HoloLens and Visual Studio. Yes, that is very true. Honestly, I think that's what their real move is. The HoloLens... everything got turned off, did it? Okay. So, that is what I think is really going on, is they wanted to acquire something that was going to really, really help them sell their new product, because kids are going to go ape when they realize that they can play Minecraft on their coffee table in their living room. So that's what I suspect is going on. But look at it this way. If Microsoft is going to pour that much money into something just to purchase it, not to develop it, just to own it, okay? They got big plans. They got money to back all the ideas you can imagine. So I suspect that this little lull that we're experiencing in releases, Microsoft is working out a business plan. Now, we know that development is going on. It has not stopped. The game's not going anywhere. The game's getting bigger, if anything. I think as far as YouTube is concerned, the question is, will the people that are putting out content keep up pace with the demands of the audience and keep in touch with what the audience demands are? Or are they going to fall by the wayside and something else is going to come along and replace it? I think that's what the real question is. I think that's what the real conundrum that we're facing. I know myself, it takes an insane amount of work to put out episodes, to do the work. And I know myself, interacting with a lot of different people in the YouTube Minecraft community, there are a lot of people that do not want to put in the time and effort it takes to put out high quality, high production value content. Now, I'm not belittling the quality of their content in general. If somebody's extremely entertaining and they're doing hardly anything on camera, people are still going to watch, because something interesting is going on. So it's not that. But what I'm talking about is when we're talking about large numbers, we're talking about an average overall of what an audience is and what trends are. The trends are that people that are getting the numbers are the ones that are like, they're actually making TV shows is what they're approaching it as. And I think that's where the shows are headed. I think that's where a lot of the bigger channels are headed and why a lot of these other channels are dying off. If you're not going to start pushing your YouTube channel to become more structured around the mentality of a TV show or a production, you're probably going to start dropping off. So that's where I suspect things are going. That's what I suspect is going on with Minecraft. I think the game itself, it's not going anywhere. It's getting bigger. I mean, the fact that we can't play modded with 1.8 has caused a little bit of a hit. But I suspect that they're working on something. Okay? So, long story short, just to get to the point, I think that Vex's conclusions are they're a little flawed. I don't think that he gathered enough data to actually. Well, JC just trolling stream. Look at him go, man, like a champ. So I think that his conclusion was way too narrow. He came up with a very broad conclusion with a very narrow data set. I think Rain kind of said it the best. He's cringing when he saw that the lack of scientific method to try and come up with this. So, but like I said, I don't want to slight Vex. I don't think that he was trying to stir up some kind of controversy or something. I think that he's honestly trying to find a conclusion, an explanation as to what's going on. I just think that there's a lot more pieces at play than what he allowed to be in there. So, to get to the point, I think Minecraft is growing. I think Minecraft has a very bright future. I think Minecraft as a platform for entertainment, such as live streaming and YouTube, has a very bright future. I think that us as content creators, we just have to look at new and different ways to entertain our audience, to stay very much in touch with our audience, to interact with them, to listen to the audience and what they want, and then to answer this question personally. Do I, as a content creator, want to push myself in that direction, or do I want to call it quits and find another job? That's what it's going to have to boil down to. Do we want to move with the times, or do we want to stay where we are? So, as far as that part of the show is concerned, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you watching and spending time here, whether you're watching this on YouTube as a rebroadcast, or you're watching this as a stream. And remember, since we didn't get any hard data, all of this is just opinion and conjecture from a simple, fix this here, a simple little pig getting trolled by his own server mate. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.